The morning talk show live has seen its share of quirky theme days, from pajama parties to throwback 80s specials, but September 10th took things to a whole new level. In honor of National Golden Girls Day, Kelly Ripa and guest host David Muir stepped into the studio, not just ready to reminisce about Blanche, Dorothy, Rose, and Sophia, but to become them, wigs, sass, cheesecake, and all. From the moment the cameras rolled, it was clear this wasn't going to be a regular broadcast. Kelly Ripa, known for her sharp wit and willingness to dive headfirst into the most absurd segments, strutted out sporting a curly, frosted wig styled in the unmistakable silhouette of Rue McClanahan's Blanche Devereaux. The usually petite, high-energy host suddenly carried herself with a slow, deliberate sway, hand on hip, and a smirk that could have easily passed for Blanche's signature mix of Southern charm and flirtation. "Good morning, Miami," Kelly declared, tossing her curls dramatically. "I means good morning, America. But for today, honey, we're all living in a pastel Florida condo with wicker furniture and way too many potted plants." David Muir, who usually spends his evenings guiding viewers through global crises with his deep baritone and polished gravitas on World News Tonight, gamely leaned into the absurdity. He entered the stage in a wig of tight, silvery curls, channeling Estelle Getty's Sophia Petrillo. With oversized glasses perched precariously on his nose and a crocheted cardigan draped over his shoulders, Muir shuffled toward his co-host with a perfectly timed mutter. Picture it, New York City, 2024. A network anchor loses all dignity before breakfast. The audience roared. Kelly, breaking character momentarily, could barely catch her breath between fits of laughter. "Ladies and gentlemen, David Muir is not just your trusted news source. He is now Sophia Petrillo, and I think he may be staying like this forever." Golden Girls energy takes over. The set had been transformed for the occasion. Gone was the usual sleek live backdrop. In its place, floral wallpaper, a faux rattan sofa, and pastel kitchen props stocked with an endless supply of prop cheesecakes. The producers clearly understood that if you're celebrating the Golden Girls, cheesecake isn't optional, it's the centerpiece. As the show progressed, Kelly and David leaned harder into their adopted personas. During the opening banter, they riffed on iconic Golden Girls one-liners. Kelly, as Blanche, fanned herself with cue cards, exclaiming, "I can't help it if men find me irresistible," even in broad daylight, on syndicated television. David, deadpan as Sophia, replied, "Irresistible? Blanche, the only thing men are resisting is your wig glue." The audience howled, and even the camera operators were caught shaking with laughter. Celebrity guests get the golden treatment. The guest list for the day was curated with golden flair. First up was Jane Krakowski, Broadway star and sitcom darling, who strolled in wearing a Dorothy Zbornak-inspired shoulder-padded blazer. She hugged Kelly and David before settling into the wicker armchair. "Listen," Krakowski quipped, "I didn't even need costume help. Half my wardrobe already looks like Dorothy's." Together, the trio played a rapid-fire trivia game called Which Golden Girl Said It? Audience members were invited to guess whether a quote belonged to Blanche, Rose, Dorothy, or Sophia. Kelly leaned heavily into Blanche's sultry delivery for every answer, while David shouted Sophia's lines with exaggerated Italian Brooklyn gusto. When a contestant misattributed, "No, I will not have a nice day," to Dorothy, David banged his cane on the floor and shouted, "Amateurs." Later in the show, celebrity chef Carla Hall appeared to lead a cooking demo, but instead of the usual health-conscious dishes, the recipe was Sophia's late-night cheesecake. Kelly perched at the counter licking whipped cream off her spoon while David sprinkled chocolate chips with the seriousness of a surgeon. "David," Kelly teased, "I've never seen anyone approach cheesecake like they're delivering breaking news." "Kelly," Muir shot back, "this is breaking news. Cheesecake saves lives." The hair that stole the show. While the antics and cheesecake kept spirits high, the true breakout star of the broadcast was Kelly Ripa's wig. Styled into layers of feathered volume, it defied gravity and studio humidity alike. Social media lit up within minutes of the show's opening. Fans flooded Twitter and Instagram with screenshots, memes, and hashtags like #GoldenRipa, Hashtag Blanche Ripa, and the trending favorite, hashtag Thank You for Being Kelly. Even Kelly's husband, Mark Consuelos, couldn't resist chiming in. From backstage, he posted a selfie to Instagram stories captioned, "Is it weird that Blanche Ripa is kinda hot? Asking for a friend." Kelly, upon reading it live, rolled her eyes so hard the wig nearly toppled. "Mark, if you're into this, we need to have a serious conversation." A heartfelt twist. Amid the laughter and silliness, the episode also took a pause to honor what the Golden Girls represented. David, shedding Sophia's wig for a moment, spoke about how groundbreaking the series was in its portrayal of friendship, aging, and women living boldly outside of stereotypes. "It wasn't just a sitcom," he said, his anchor's gravity returning. "It was about chosen family, about laughter being the glue that holds us together, even when life throws its curveballs." Kelly nodded, visibly moved despite her towering curls. "And let's not forget, those women showed us that reinvention doesn't have an age limit. I'm 53, and I fully plan on becoming more Blanche as the years go on. Just maybe with less hairspray." The studio audience applauded, many of them clearly lifelong fans of the show. Closing with cheesecake. The broadcast wrapped with Kelly, David, Jane, and Carla all gathered around the pastel-decked kitchen counter, forks in hand, tackling a massive cheesecake decorated with gold sprinkles. On National Golden Girls Day, Kelly declared between bites, "We are reminded of two very important things. 1. Wigs are powerful. 2. Life is better with cheesecake, and friends to share it with." David, his Sophia wig back on, raised his fork like a toast. Picture it: New York City, 2024. 2 co-hosts, 1 cheesecake, and a live studio audience who will never forget this morning. As the theme music swelled, the camera panned out on Kelly dramatically fluffing her Blanche wig, David wagging his cane, and the audience still laughing, clapping, and singing along to a snippet of "Thank You for Being a Friend." For a show that thrives on blending heart with humor, Love's Golden Girls tribute was a perfect storm of both, an episode destined to live on in fan highlight reels. Because sometimes, the best way to start the day isn't with the headlines or the weather, but with a wig, a cheesecake, and a little Golden Girls sass.